the actual question is, the workload is about 11 to 12 hours a day. So I don't find time for my family, let alone myself. I need to know a productive way of how to divide my time between work, family, and at the same time create a productive self-development routine for a daily life.
Brilliant. My brother, your working hours seem to be 11 to 12 hours, okay? Perhaps going to work, coming back, it might be a time. So you don't get much time during the week. What about the weekend? Do you not get a little bit of time? You do?
Yeah.
So if you get a bit of time during the weekend for your family, maximize the use of the weekend for the family. The problem with us, we work 12 hours, we've hardly seen our children. Come weekend and we're out with our friends. So what happened? Productivity is to know how to prioritize. It's part of productivity. If I don't know how to prioritize and I give priority to friends every weekend over my family, I will lose that which is more important. Because then my wife is like a widow, but she's married. So she's hanging neither married nor not married, because I'm hardly ever there. And what about me? My children have a father, but they're like orphans. We spoke about it this morning. To be honest, you need to make sure of that time. Number one. Number two is set yourself a deadline to say, I'm going to work like this for 10 years, for 5 years. And after that, I'm going to cut my hours of work somehow. I'm going to get a new job. And so eye it out from the beginning to say, by the will of Allah. It's not possible for everyone, but for a lot of people, they can adjust their work hours after a certain period of time. I always tell people, if you've been working from 6 to 6 every single day for your whole life, if you've had an opportunity to cut it down to 7 to 5 and you haven't, then you've done a great disservice to your own family. So inshallah, look out for those opportunities, and let's hope that Allah grants that to us. You have to make the most of whatever's there. Maybe you might have to cut your sleeping by half an hour in order to enjoy a little breakfast with your children, because one of the most productive things you can serve for your family is to have a meal with them together. Very productive. Sit with your children and your family. We're talking of mahram here. Sit with your children, your family, and the table manners, the discussion on the table, beautiful. You must not have a Tom and Jerry relationship with your children, because if that's the case, you're not going to achieve anything. But beautiful relation, say good words and so on. That little meal, whether it's breakfast, supper, or dinner, whatever it is very, very important. One meal a day, even if it is a snack after you arrive. So we ask Allah to help us make the most of whatever we have at our disposal by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shukran, my brother.